ibhanoyi leli likhulukazi elikwazi ukuphakamisa umkhombe nodizini uma usuka lapho kuthiwa indawo ku-Wallace area, indawo engazange ithintwe, lapho kwakuzingela khona ilembe leqanya amayalem ngokukhalipha inkosi uShaka. Le mkhombe ithathwe isuswe lapha ingiziswe ngebhanoyi, isimanga lesi, iyofika njalo endaweni lazofika ilashwa khona emathrakini bese isuka lapha iyeBhoma. Umkhomo usudathiwe noma usujoviwe, insizwa zisuka ngamajubane ziphuthuma lapho uwele khona ukuze liyafika ibhanoyi lesibili liyawuthatha konke sekulungile ukuthi ibhanoyi liwuqubule.
He lifted the rhino from the wilderness area and they put it down over here. Now they're gonna tie a rope around it and put it into the crate, so they'll make it up slightly, and then they'll prod it, and then it'll wake up and walk into the crate with the rope pulling it, and then they'll close the crate, and then they'll take the rhino through to the boma. And it's part of the capture program that has been arranged for today.
What we've got behind us here is a Huey UH-1 helicopter. It's a single turbine helicopter, and as a result it does have its limitations in the sense that we have to be quite selective with the animals that we're picking up. We're on the limit of about 1,600 kilograms, which means that that's generally sort of a young adult stage, what we call an E-sized animal. An animal's around about sort of 6 years old. So we can't afford to even try and pick up heavy females or definitely no adult bulls. So it makes our job a little bit more difficult in terms of going out and selecting the right animals.
South Africa, let's 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 South Africa. Pechane uzobosha ulala umkhombe uzobosha ulala umkhombe uzobosha pechane yo South Africa pechane yo South Africa.
Thank you very much for joining us at Kolosi. We are really blessed to have you in our midst. We are happy that you could accede to our invitation to be here today. We think it is very important for us as a conservation agency to host people of your caliber so that you could get to understand what is it that we are doing and how we do the things that we do. I must just hasten to say that conservation is a very difficult field to be in. In order for you to be the best that you can be in conservation, you must have passion. And I'm sure you've seen that most of the people that you've interacted with are very passionate about what they're doing, and they develop the skills that other people do not have. The game capture experience is one of the best experiences that we can offer to our visitors. So you've been very privileged to have exposure to the game capture. And where we are right now, our bombers, where we keep the animals that we captured, either for auction or if there are certain tests that we want to do as part of our research. So I want to say that you are lucky to be in the oldest game preserve in Africa, especially this part in Kolosi, and it has got a good history, and especially when it comes to rhino, because this is where rhino, especially white rhino, was saved during the 1960s, otherwise we wouldn't be having the rhinos that we have today. Here we've lost 19 rhinos as the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and as the country as a whole, we lost more than 200 rhinos. I think it's around 255, and we are still counting. And it is a serious problem for us. We are trying our level best to fight this stage of rhino poaching, but we are fully aware of the fact that we cannot win this war if we work alone. We need everybody to assist us.
We're determined that in our first official visit to this region, we would come here to this reserve because of its historic nature. We all know that if not for the work, the research, and the aggressive activism that took place here many decades ago, we would not have the opportunity to enjoy these spectacular neighbors of ours, these spectacular creatures, the rhinos. When our young ambassadors, the real ambassadors, when they were singing before, they were singing in Zulu and saying that the rhino must bring wealth to South Africa. And by wealth, they don't just mean material wealth, but really a spiritual wealth. I didn't really understand and appreciate that, Doctor, until we were in close proximity to these incredible, remarkable creatures. I saw an interview once with the legendary Ian Player, where he said that wilderness is salvation, absolutely criminal, and we have to cut it off at the source. I'd use a different word, a word that I don't often use in my official capacity, but I'd say it's beyond criminal. It's actually sinful. This is a rich spiritual heritage that we all have on this earth, and it's incumbent upon us to protect it as much as we possibly can. Doctor, I know that the United States has been a primary receiver of trafficked animals and the products that come from poaching. And I'm here today to tell you that we don't want to just be part of the problem, we want to be part of the solution. I'm proud that when President Obama visited Tanzania and South Africa some months ago, he announced our wildlife fund, a $10 million fund.
I think what we really need currently is some technological expertise, because we've realized that without the technology, we're not going to win this war. What is important for us is to be a step ahead of the poachers. And currently they seem to be a step ahead of us as far as technology is concerned. So we must be in a position to detect where they are, we must be in a position to detect what they are doing and what they are planning, even what they are planning. So from an intelligence and technology perspective, that is where I think we really need assistance.
We're currently who currently work here, who are soon to go off to the United States for an exchange to our international visitors program, and we expect that they'll be spending time at some of our national parks and some of our leading academic research institutions in the United States, and they'll come back here with perspective on how we approach conservation and preservation efforts, and hopefully they'll strengthen the partnership and employ some of those techniques here. I know that the doctor studied in the States, went to the University of South Carolina, so he has a bit of a window into how we've done things. But I want to hasten to just add that in these exchanges and in this partnership, we're learning from South Africans as well, because you all were pioneers here in these kinds of conservation efforts, and if we intend to fight at our weight class in the United States on these issues, there's so much that you all have to teach us. So this is not just one-way traffic; it's mutual. Yes, the resources that are coming from the United States towards this effort are not regionalized. They're not just focused in one area, but they're being used nationally here. Yes, yeah, to apply best practices and scale up those efforts across the country and across the sub-Saharan region. 30% of the resources that President Obama announced and allocated during his trip are coming directly here to South Africa. Every time I hear one of those helicopters right now, I half expect to look up and to see a rhinoceros upside down. That was spectacular, wasn't it? It was.
You should never have to see it.
No, but we do, and we know that it's all being done for the long-term protection and preservation of all of these animals.
Please. Dr. Mkhize, Warren Buffett gave an enormous amount of money to the Kruger National Park. Is there any move in the United States to encourage business people to invest in conservation here, to save the rhino? Is there anything along those lines? Do you get any of that money from the Kruger National Park? Because it looks like they're going to get all sorts of toys there.
Yes, yesterday I was in Pretoria and we're having a meeting where we're discussing exactly this, and SANParks was represented, although it was about another amount of money that was donated by the Netherlands lotteries to the Peace Parks Foundation. So we've established now a steering committee that will look into how that money is going to be used. It's an amount of 232 million. So over and above that, there's this money that has come from the USA, but the money from the USA is specifically for SANParks, for Kruger, but we are going to piggyback on that. We have agreed in principle with SANParks that as far as the drones are concerned, for some of that money is going to go for the drones, so we'll share expertise as far as that is concerned. So we're going to piggyback on that, and in principle yesterday we agreed with SANParks that we're going to work with them as far as that.
Okubalulekile nje engifuna ukudlulisa emphakathini njengoba sisebenza kiwo ukuthi fanele wazi ukuthi imvelo ibaluleke ngani. Imvelo futhi akubona ukuthi ifanele igcinwe yithi thina abasebenzi nabayivikelayo nabasebenzi balangaphakathi. Imvelo kahle kahle ingamagugu. Ifana nezimayini zethu ukuthi yona izimayini etholakala ngaphezulu komhlaba ayifani singayifanisa ayifani nekuthi imayini esiyithola ngaphansi umnotho esiwuthola ongaphezulu komhlaba akuwona umnotho ongaphansi komhlaba ofana nelali. So kubalulekile ukuthi umphakathi wazi ukuthi imvelo ibaluleke ngani futhi siyonge imvelo uyivikele ukuze sikwazi ukuthi izizukulwane esizayo sazi ngobhejane ngoba sizoba nenkinga ekuhambeni kweminyaka uma ngabe ubhejane usuphelile abezukwazi izingane zethu nezizukulwane esizayo asizokwazi ukuthi yini ubhejane. Akuve kubhlungu ukuthi zizogcina seyibona isithombe ukuthi eSouth Africa kwakade kunalesi silwane ekuthiwa ubhejane.